But like your parents will still tell you, if you're not marrying this man, if you marry this man, right, so I will disown you. So there's a problem.
That's
Then that's
typical
where
with
controlling
African parents.
exactly. Welcome to Say It With Your Chest podcast. I am your favorite host, Injimanzi Chamaka, and with me is Dr. Maureen Ujah. She is a lecturer, a mother, a lawyer. So I'll let her introduce herself. Over to you, ma.
Hello, listeners. Hello, viewers. My name is Dr. Maureen Ujah. I lecture at the Law Faculty of Godfrey Okoye University. I'm equally a lawyer of many decades. So, thank you for having me.
Yes. And she's on Instagram, she's
Yes.
on Facebook, so you can definitely check her out. So, ma, um, our focus today is on. I want to know your opinion on. Do you think African mothers or do you think African parents control their children or protect them?
Whether African parents control their children or they protect them, it depends on what you mean by protecting one's child or controlling. Protecting, when one is protecting one's child, it comes out of pure love, consent for that child. While when one is controlling, it could be as a result of insecurity. The person feels insecure, you want to dominate that child's life. So it depends on what angle one is looking at it. So I feel there could be a mixture of both
Okay.
when it comes to African parenting. And this is obvious from our background as Africans. We believe that it takes a whole village to train a child.
Yes.
We also believe that a child is not only the child for that nuclear family, the child belongs to everyone. So they have their family name and honor to protect. Nobody wants his or her child to, to be wrongly brought up because at the end of the day, they end up being a menace to the society as well. Parents, when they protect their children, especially the girl child, they try by way of educating them to protect them from unwanted pregnancy. The boys among the children, they also try to protect them against the vices, peer influence, alcohol, and all of
Mm.
that. So all this negative behavior, that is why parents protect. That's why I said there is a difference between both. Parents protect their children so that children at the end of the day they come up well, and then they will be children that the parents will be proud to have as children.
Yeah.
Okay, that there are different ways that parents protect their children by way of maybe curfew time, but most of that they are preventing or protecting their children. It's more on the see, there is
Female
a
child.
dichotomy, or
Mm.
discrimination more to the girl child than the boy. But because of the kind of society that we are in, you can see that apart from the girl child maybe getting early pregnancy or
Yes.
unwanted pregnancy, these days now, the problem that we have as parents in our society is more on the male children.
Yes.
A lot of vices. It's more on the left, kidnapping, killing, raping, alcohol, drug abuse, and stuff like that. So parents really have a lot to do. When some
Do.
people say protect or you protect or you control, it's because of this at the back of their mind. We Africans, we believe that you don't spare the rod and spoil the
Spoil the
child,
child.
according to the biblical injunction as well.
Yes.
Um,
So, like, the problem here is we understand the fact that African parents want to protect their children, but and everybody has their different ways of parenting. But there's always like a common theme when it comes to African parents. That's why this generation, a lot of times, they believe that
mm,
African parents want to control their children, and I feel like most of the time they don't even consciously control their children, but from the parenting techniques and the things that they do, we see it more like a control in our generation. Something like when it comes to maybe you want the choice of your school, or maybe you want to go out, or the thing, your maybe your occupation, what you want to do in future. African parents will tell
Career
you,
choice.
yes, career choice. African parents will tell you, no, it is what I want you to do. They believe they know best. Yes, I believe that at a certain point you know better than your child, but African parents are known not to really listen. Like I'm talking about based on what people say mostly on the internet. So they are mostly seen as like they don't listen. It is what I say you should do, you
There's
should
this
do.
communication gap, and we
Yes,
believe that we'll lord it over our children. But again, it's coming at the back of their mind at that still that child, maybe when they are yet they are not up to the age of adulthood. Parents still believe that they need to nurture the children, direct them, even on their career choices, so that they do not make mistakes. But again, because of, will I say, the way the Western world bring up their children,
mhm,
you have that freedom of speech and expression. In most, but there we are also breaking up to that. But in most instances, we see that we should let them. After all, some people at the back of them, I pay your school fees. I have to dictate what to become a teacher. But some parents have failed to balance. Do they know their
balance it.
children's weak point, their strength, that career you want that child to go? Does he have the flair for it? Will he be comfortable? Does he have passion for it? Even if he's very intelligent, he may not have passion for that particular career path you want him to do. So
Exactly.
I don't believe in that way of parenting, but all the same, they still need the guidance from their parents to be able to do well in future. Okay, there are, for instance, in this country, Nigeria, some people are crazy in quotes about medicine, law, tech stuff. But it depends. You see a lawyer because the parents forced him or her to go and read law. The person comes out tomorrow, he could be a cobbler and he's very good at it
Yes,
because that's what he has passion for. So in as much as we try to direct our children or
children.
to, give them advice on the career path, we should allow them to decide
Yes.
what do they have passion for.
For
Okay, yes. So that's the thing.
okay. Then we also come from the aspect of there's a when I went on TikTok, I think I went on TikTok yesterday and I was seeing somebody's video. Somebody like posted a video and was like, when people from 20 years to 30 years, if you're still living under your parents, stop listening to what they say. Now, I don't have an issue with that, but like I feel like at a certain point, I was like, to a certain level, I agree with him because I'm not saying you should not listen to your parents completely, but I feel like at a certain point in life, if you listen to them like word by word, you do exactly what they say, you're not really going to have the best type of direction in life. Like because there are some African parents, because of the fear of what is happening in the society. Let's say you want to go into a particular business, or maybe you want to go into a job. They'll tell you, I don't think that job is good for you. Don't do it. And they expect you that automatically you should not do it. And then you see our African parents at those times in their life, they did a lot, they went into a lot of risk, like that made them be whatever they are today. So they took risk. But instead of them allowing their children to take that risk, because at a certain stage in your life, you're going to be able to grow. There are mistakes you make that will groom you, that will develop you.
Yeah, you learn from your
Yes,
mistakes.
exactly. But African parents, they don't want you to go that mistake. Like your father or your mother can tell you, when I tried to take that job when I was younger and it really failed me. No, don't go into law or don't go into this because I feel like my friend's son that went into it did not succeed in it. So don't try that. And most African parents these days they are like professional courses, professional courses. So if you tell your parents that, oh, I want to go into, I feel like a lot of people have this kind of situation in their family. I want to be go into mass communication or I want to be a fashion designer. They'll tell you, hold on, as long as I'm paying your school fees, you must be a lawyer or you must be a doctor. So there are a lot of aspects they come into that
And
because they feel like
it
they
will
are
look
paying
as
your
if it's
bills.
controlling.
Yes,
Yeah, but that video you said you watched on TikTok, which means 20 years to 30 years, do not listen. That's over, will I call it overgeneralization? And that person is saying that those within that age bracket that they should revolt against their parents. No,
hmm.
that's wrong. Yes, I quite agree with you. But again, we parents, people of my age, Gen Z, people are a problem to the world, right? So
Oh,
problem in quote because Gen Z, some of them are like whether we like say they revolt or stuff like that. Yeah, but times have changed. Parents need to know that times have changed. What was obtainable during our own time is no longer what is obtainable now. Except they flow with the time. There are some parents that are well informed. I am a content creator. I lecture law also online. So and I read. So if you're talking about parents that are educated, that know their onions, they flow with the time. We
Mm.
believe that time, nothing is every things change except what time. So it's constant. It keeps things keep changing from time to time. What was obtainable a decade ago is no longer what, even in
Yes.
technology. Right
Yes.
now everybody is tech. So if the parents are informed, they'll be able to give their children informed advice, okay? Not leading them.
Exactly.
But bear in mind that whatever they are doing, it's the best interest of the child.
Yes. It's
Then
out
what
of
I
pure
don't
heart.
like is that issue of control. Because when you
True.
control a child, you don't give that child the opportunity to air his own view.
View.
That child will grow up to be somebody that has mental health issues. He could grow up to become timid. He won't be able to, discuss with his mates and peers. You understand? So you need to balance all. You cannot be overprotective, neither will you be over controlling.
Yes.
Just to find a middle ground. All is to the best interest of your child.
Yes.
So that when your child goes out, you mustn't be there all the time.
Yes.
Your child will be able to, fare well in whatever climate he finds him or she or he finds
Yes.
himself.
Then
So
speaking of mental health,
mhm,
I believe that a lot of our Gen Z generation want to talk about it. So let
mhm,
me say I'm saying it for them.
yeah,
A typical African home, for instance, is like, ah, daddy or mommy, I'm having headache, or like there's something happening to me, like a kind of, let's say you use the word you're depressed in an African home.
mhm,
They're like, you're not, like, what is wrong with you? Why are you crying? Come on, go and watch that place.
mhm.
Like they make a lot of content about it, like comedy content about it. So it's like in African home, the way the Westerners prioritize their children's mental health. In African home, our generation sees
Tend
as
to,
they dismiss it. It's like our parents
I
don't even
belong
believe
to
in
that. I
therapy.
belong to that class of people that dismiss mental health issues with certain. We refer to certain things. Understand? It is alien to our culture.
It's alien to our culture.
That's my own opinion. It is alien to our culture, and it is alien to our own biological makeup. Mental health issues for children. When you try to bring up your child, the child will tell you, "I'm depressed." Depressed what? It's alien to us. Yes, because we are the way we are made up. We are wired by the Almighty. We are resilient. We are resilient. We can, in any situation, we can survive. Yes, unlike the Oyibo, the Western world. And again, their own situation was even, let's say, worse because of this their human rights issue. I'm a human rights advocate, but to certain, I have a
Certain
limit.
extent.
There are
Okay.
boundaries to certain things. I do not believe that they say, yeah, human rights is innate in us. Yes, it's true. But again, it's relative. It's not everything you talk about human rights because when you talk about human rights, you are saying that it's universal. Everything human rights. No. It's because of so much dependence on that. You see people now. A child, you tell a child to do something, the child will start questioning your authority. And African parents will not tolerate that.
No.
Okay? We are stricter in bringing up our children. That's why when you see our children, they thrive under their behavior is different. But you see those African children brought up in the Western world, there are certain behavior that they will exhibit. You look at it as being rude. Africans, our culture is quite different from theirs. Their own, because of that human right, you can't even spank a child on his. They will tell you that you
You're
are abusing
abusing the
child
child.
abuse. That's why you have the Child Rights Act and all of that. So much rights given to the children. But again, because of their own, will I say biological makeup or whatever,
Mm.
because if you allow them, some of these things are done, some of these acts, they are done with the interest of the child at heart. But still, if not for those laws, you see somebody will wake up one day and butcher the child. They still do it despite the fact that we have all these laws in place.
Yes.
Yes, but an African person, it's hard to see them commit such atrocities, okay? Except like you say, mental health issue, but not at that underage, situation. Yes, you can talk about mental health. I believe it exists, but not with respect to you're trying to upbraid your child and your child is telling you, "Mommy, wait, I'll do it at my own time." Then when you try to, braid him on, he will tell that he's stressed up. No, I don't believe in that. No, 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 I don't believe in that.
Okay, but like
And it's
what
alien
I
to us.
I I understand where the African parents are coming from when it
Mhm.
comes to that, because
Yeah.
I also agree that African children are strong
Yes.
and we
Mm,
can strive
mm,
in a lot of places
mm,
because of our upbringing.
mhm.
But then again, we still feel like there is an extreme level that parents are going to when it comes to that.
That's why I say balancing. You
Balancing
need to
is
balance
very
the yes.
important.
You can't be on the other side or 100% while no. You have to bring balance between protecting and controlling. Let there be a balance.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
Some parents will insist that their child marries from a particular
another
either
thing is
tribe
where we
or
say the
religion.
control.
Yes. Then now the child will tell that it's my right, mommy. I'm no longer a baby. That I'm an adult. I have the right to choose whomever I love. You see, but when a parent is trying to, will I say, force the child to marry from a particular tribe or religion, he or she is doing it not to hurt the child. It's still in the interest of the child because they are more experienced than you, the child, okay? They have more experience. They have reasons why they insist or they will advise. Let me not use the word insist because, it's just like law. That wig that we lawyers wear to court, they call it
Mm,
wisdom of the ages.
okay.
Over centuries, the law grew to what we see today that we are practicing.
Yes.
So your parents, any woman may be 30 years older than the child before he or she, or 25 years older than the child, knows more than the child until that child becomes an adult. Even when that child becomes an adult, there's an Igbo adage that says, Oko, that's okra, Ada Karioye Korea. And okra can never grow taller than whoever planted it. That means that no matter, even if you think you are now an adult, your parents are still wiser than you. So you allow them to direct you, even if you feel that they are being controlling. But you can as well talk to them and say, "This is why I want to marry." They will still reason with you eventually.
Yes,
Okay?
that's where I now come in. Especially, I'm very glad you actually brought in that aspect of marriage because
Mhm,
it's well known in
mhm,
African homes. Your parents will tell you, "I don't like an Igbo man.
mhm,
Don't marry from Igbo." If maybe probably
mhm.
the person is Yoruba,
Yeah.
or even some Igbo people will even tell you, "I'm from Imo. I don't really like
Anambra.
Anambra men."
Or
Exactly,
Enugu, stuff like
exactly.
that.
So they do that now. Where that is good that you're directing your child,
Mhm.
and then your parents can tell you, "Oh, this is the reason why I don't want you
Yes,
to
they
marry
were,
from here."
yes.
Our culture is different,
Mhm,
and then you might not be able to cohabit because of the
mhm,
different culture. You can
mhm,
be friends with this person,
mhm.
but you cannot marry this person
Or
because
some
of this.
people will tell you that people from this particular tribe, they are promiscuous. Okay, some of them they kill their husband even before his time. Some of them will control their husband. So that's why they are notorious for this kind of behavior. I don't want you
Yes,
to marry. They have their reasons.
I believe that their reason is very valid. Like I said, your parents are there to advise you,
Mhm,
which is very important, because why else do they give birth to you? They are there to guide you.
mhm,
But now, where I now come in is to now say there's a difference between directing and controlling. Now, I believe that controlling is now when, after you've told me, ah, Chamaka, don't marry this person, oh, because maybe he's an Hausa man or you're a Yoruba man because you're an Igbo
mhm,
girl.
mhm.
And then I'm now
Or
like,
for a
okay,
particular
yes, or from a
section of the
particular of the Igbo culture.
yes.
And I'm like, okay, I understand your reasons, but I believe that this person is my person. And I'm 25 years old, for instance, and then I still say, I want to go on with this. Like,
Mhm,
I still have my personal instinct and I still have my
mhm,
personal belief. I still have my freedom to choose, right?
mhm.
But like your parents will still tell you, if you're not marrying this man, if you marry this man,
I'll
right, so
disown you.
I will disown you. So there's a problem. Then,
That's
then that's
typical
where
with
controlling.
African parents.
Exactly.
Yes.
They'll tell you, now me born you. I gave birth to you. I
Mhm.
carried you for 9 months. If you marry this place, you don't love me. Your mother will tell you, you don't love me again.
Yes.
The father will tell me, you're not my daughter. If you get
Yes.
married to this
That's
person.
in
So
extreme
it's
cases,
exactly.
yeah.
So
But
that's why I now say this is actually controlling.
that's
If
why,
you
yes.
see it,
Some instances, yes,
yes,
it's controlling. Some parents they don't want. They believe that they are the lord in that family. You
they are the
understand?
lord of the
Yes.
family.
So whatever they say is what everybody must do.
Yes,
You
but they forget the
understand?
fact that they were also children,
Children.
and they also had the
They
freedom
will
to
tell
choose
you're
their
bringing
own
a shame
spouse.
by marrying so and so person. You're bringing the status, the reputation of their family down.
Yes,
So
And I
I
believe that some of them come from the fact that some parents say you're not marrying this person alone, no, you're marrying the family.
yes, it's
You're
true.
not
The
just,
family
yes,
name.
marriage is not
You
just
see now,
by,
when I said sometimes they don't mean bad. That's why the fact they are controlling, they don't mean bad. Some of them could be from royal family. Even if they are not from royal family, they are from a family that is well known. They have
yeah,
money. They have good name. They say good name is better than silver or gold. So they don't want you to bring somebody. For instance, I take serious exception to it, and there is a law against outcasts. Okay,
yes. Oh,
yeah, in
Osu,
Igbo land, yes, the
Osu,
Osu. So you see some, like if a guy wants to go and marry a girl now, and they now find out that that girl is Usu. And the father is because usually in Igbo land, before you marry somebody,
yes,
your people will go. Those days, during our own time, they will send emissaries, some people to go and find out what that family is like. And what are the bad reputation they have? Do they steal?
yes,
Are they wayward? Are they Osu? No, stuff like that. So if any of these vices, is found in that particular family, they will come back and give the message to the
to
family.
the
Then the
family.
man, on that point now, being maybe the person is an outcast also, they will say no,
No,
you can
no,
never marry.
marry.
Despite the fact, okay, look at in Britain now. Is it Harry married this lady, the black American girl,
Yes,
Meghan Markle? Some of the royal family, they didn't want him to marry her
they
because
didn't
she's
want.
black.
Yes,
But still, we do say it's controlling. But because that freedom, when they said, okay, you can marry her, but we are going to strip you of certain
right.
benefits.
Yes,
And the guy didn't give a hoot about it. In fact, he abdicated everything about the royalty and still went after the love of his life. But that's the Western
yes.
world.
I
That
believe.
is why
Yes,
it's different from Africa. In Africa, your father is alive and he says he won't marry that. He won't marry you. It's why he will disown the person. But that is now
yes,
excess, controlling. But he has his reason for doing it. If you go and find out, it's not that he hates the girl. I'm sure he doesn't even know who that girl is. But because of the family name, honor, integrity, all those things, they may have their reason to say, no, you can't marry from this tribe. You can't marry from this town. You understand? And all is still for the interest of the larger. But in African society, it's more of a communal thing.
yes,
While in the Western world, it's individualistic.
yes.
That is why they don't care. You're telling me I'm a royal, I should not marry this one because that person is black. Carry your royalty and go. I'm going after. But you can't do it in the African society.
Now this
Yes.
brings me to the fact that I believe that this person is old enough to make decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the person is directing, but at the same time, the person is old enough to be responsible for his or her actions. So if I've told you don't get married to an Osu, and you want to get married to an Osu, you should be able to face the consequences. And this also brings me to the fact that you see in African community, parenting is based. If you agree, let me know if you don't agree with me. Parenting is based on her. If you do this thing now, what will my friends say? What will my cousin say? What will my family members say? That's the parents will tell you. So as you're gone, they don't have a problem with it. Let's say for instance you're dressing. Let's say your mother doesn't have a problem with your dressing. But then when you now go outside, she'll not say, I'm a Christian mother, or what will my Christian mother say? So most times their parenting is based on what will
What other
society say
people
instead
say.
of do I.
That's living a lie. I for one, I don't. I'm a Christian, a strong one at that. I for one, I do not believe I should allow me. If I see my daughters, I have two daughters. If they wear what I feel is inappropriate for that occasion, they know now. Sometimes they tell all this TikTok what my mother is. No way. When you're Gen Z, they will say
Yeah.
what my mother does. Maybe they will dress for her and what the African mother would do. Yes, I say if you want to be my child, I don't want you to bring bad reputation to the family. You know what your mom likes and what your mom doesn't like. So right from when they were small, it's not now that you start telling them. That's why the Bible says, bring up a child in the way of the Lord. When he or she grows up, do not depart from it. So if you have, when they were small, you taught them to dress decently, protect your dignity. If they grow up, they will find it awkward for them to dress otherwise. You understand? You're not teaching them because of what the society feels or what your friends will feel. You're teaching them that behavior or way of life because you know that it is biblical, you know that it is the right thing. You know that when your child dresses well, that child brings good name,
Name
honor to your
to
family. So forget about people that they are being psychopathic as far as I'm concerned. What you know you cannot do outside or what you can't wear in the house, don't wear it outside. And that is why parents should check out who their friends, their children go out with. It's very key because of this peer influence and pressure. You understand? My children will tell you. There are people outside saying, no, I don't want to with this child. I have my reason. And when I sit them down and say, they will see reason. Okay, but you're not going to force it.
don't
That
force
is
it.
why I say, like, people that plant and when yam is growing, you try to show you the way to how to climb and all of that. That's how children are. You have to teach them. Don't force it. Tell them, my children will want you to give them reason why they should not do certain things. And when they see that your own reason is better than their own, they will abide. Because some of my children, they grew up abroad. So, like what you're saying, now the issue with this Gen Z and the freedom there. No, you must explain to her. And once you give her cogent reason why she will obey. So that's the thing.
Before we actually come to the end of this podcast, there's one thing I want to bring about, and I
Mhm,
actually want to know your response to it.
mhm.
What do you think about dating before marriage? African parents, we believe that African parents want us, like, after they cage you all your life, tell you don't do this, don't do that. Okay, yes, I understand you have to wait. But after they cage you all your life, when you now reach maybe 25 and you've reached the age of marriage, you'll not say, ah, you will not bring husband for us. But they're the ones that told you don't have boyfriend. And then sometimes when you see our generation discussing in a group, we are like, it's like our parents don't want us to date, they just want us to marry.
Marry.
So, like, how does that happen? Is it that in your generation, the man just comes to your house and just says, I want to marry you? Don't you get to court the man? Don't you get to know the man? Don't you get to date the man?
You
Because they
know,
disagree with dating a lot.
yes, what do people call dating? Dating, to my understanding of this Gen Z, people of this world now, means having sexual intercourse with the person. Yes, and some of them will tell you, you have to know whether the lady, because I'm speaking to a mature audience, so I need to talk.
Yes.
They, some of them will tell the reason why they date and have premarital sex is they want to know whether the girl is good in bed, they want to know whether the man is good in bed, and all of that. They are not necessary. See, I'm a Christian, so I will never support sex before
Before
marriage. I will
marriage.
not. My children know, they will tell you. If during my own time, you had more virgins than what we have now.
Yes.
You
In this
understand?
generation,
This
you have
generation, they don't give a good.
we don't
That
we
time they will
don't
say you marry a good husband if you're a virgin. Okay? But now, some of these Gen Zs will say they will never want to marry a virgin. They don't want to start teaching. You understand? So I
like the
believe
females say they don't want to marry a man that is a virgin.
the men will say they don't want to
Okay,
marry a
yes,
woman that
a
is
lot
virgin. They don't
now.
want to teach.
Yes.
You understand? So you see, that is moral decadence in our society. I'm being honest with you, moral decadence. When things were good, I still prefer what you to obtain during our own time because I don't encourage prima. Some of them, when a guy wants to date you, he may not be coming for marriage. Some of them will bring that issue of marriage up just to cage you,
Yes,
to
to lure
entice you
you
and bring you,
in.
lure you in, okay? And once you fall for it, he will leave you and go for another person. There are boys like that, there are men like that. So the best thing for you to protect your dignity, see, your private part is your dignity. I
Wow.
believe you can cut without sex. Yes, you can cut without sex. Get to know him. What is his temperament like? What kind of behavior? Is he a stingy person? Is he very temperamental? Is he a loving and caring person? These are the things you have. Don't allow it to be physical. Don't allow that relationship to be sexual. By the time you do it, if the guy actually wants to marry you, know he wants to marry you. So why try to steal what you know belongs to you? Will
You
eventually be yours. So you wait for that day. Or after your wedding, then you have him to yourself, he has you to himself. But when you're already doing it, there's nothing special anymore.
so, like, I feel like everything you've said is like as if you're targeting the females now. Like, not targeting,
Is the
like,
female.
the females.
Mhm.
So are you saying that the man can have sex before marriage, but the woman can't have sex before marriage? Or
What
both
I'm
should
trying
not
to
have
say,
sex before
if both
marriage?
of them want to come, you talked about marriage. If
Yes.
both of them want to come to that union of marriage, I advise both parties, both the man
To stay
and the
celibate.
woman. Let them be celibate. Let them get to what they have to work on is to getting to know one or each other. They have to know each other. You can't marry somebody you don't know very well. If not, the problem is going to show. And it will now, it can lead to divorce. Get to know 6 months courtship. I'm sure no church, no church, except for some of these things now they call churches. We stand, no pastor, no reverend father will stand on the street and encourage premarital sex. No, nobody.
The dating pool these days has actually changed. The guys now want bad girls, and the girls want the bad boys.
Yeah, they
So
want
the
bad girls, but at the end of the day, bad girls will show them pepper. Okay? We that were trying to our best to bring up godly children, okay? When you see a girl from it, that's why the incidence of divorce is so high now.
high now.
It's so high. Because at the end of the day, they didn't cut well, or they are reason for entering into that relationship is something else. The marriage will not last even for a year. It has hit the rock. So
Yes.
it's better the two parties that want to get married,
Know each other
let
before
let
without
them
sexual
work
intercourse.
more on getting to know each other.
Without sex.
See, without sex, what I even feel that sex will even tear them apart.
Hmm.
Yes, now it will tell some of these things are spiritual.
Yeah.
There are some boys or even girls. Once you sleep with them, that your reason for wanting to with
Go away.
it will go. You will no longer have that urge for you anymore. You will look for another person. So better preserve yourself until that day of your wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in conclusion of what we have said today, we are saying our mommy here is telling us that we should not have sex before marriage,
Yes.
and she believes that in African parenting is lovely,
Yes.
and there should be a limit to it. While I believe that most of the time they try to control us,
It's not control. It's
but
love. It's born out
they
of
believe
love.
yes, the control is born out of love.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, everything is about the society. So if the structuring of the society is like this now, so we'll pray to God for a restructuring. But for now, this is what we are facing, and this we keep on shouting, or we keep on putting our voices out so that they understand where we are coming from.
People are not
And
coming from anywhere, to be honest with you, because I'm seeing the way things are now. In the next 50 years, the generation after your own, how will the world be? The world will be more of a Sodom than and Gomorrah. I'm
wow,
being honest with you. Yes. Do you know when I was growing up, anybody that was a child in the 70s and 80s, to see a boy and girl together, it was like an abomination now. Your parents will beat the living hell out of you. But now you see them walking the street, holding, kissing hand, see them in dark corners. No,
physical touch.
it was never heard of. Let alone if, and again, sometimes we the parents are the problem. You see a married man, you see what is everything every time on the internet, one nonsense between married woman and married man. So what example are we giving to these children? Don't forget the home is the first place you teach a child.
Foundation.
So when a child sees his or her parents misbehaving sexually, how dare you tell the child the otherwise? That's where the child learns how to be promiscuous. And I'm wondering, children that grew up from dysfunctional homes, children that grew up from such homes, what kind of family will they have in their own time? Like a vicious circle. So in the next 50 years, for those of us that will be alive then, how will the world be? How will the family be? Will there still be something like family? I don't know if you
I
understand. So
understand.
it's danger. We just pray. We keep praying that God will arrest each and every one of us. If not, the sign is so many of us. I'm being
So
honest with you.
let me know your opinion in the comment section. Do you think that African parents control their children or protect their children? Remember, say it with your chest
They do
podcast.
both.
Please remember to subscribe, follow, and also repost. Thank you.
Yes, you can join me on Learn Law with Dr. Maureen Ujah on Facebook and on Instagram, Law with Dr. Maureen Ujah, where I teach law. I educate people. Know your right. Because once you know your right, then you're liberated.